Hello guys, and we are here today with another deck profile. This is going to be an update because Qliphort did get some new support here on Yugioh Pro, and that is this guy over here, Qliphort Alias, who for the most part is the other pendulum scale that you want to go for if you don't have trampolynx. He's the one that I feel, but he also has a really good monster effect. But again, there was also the other thing that I want to talk about is that there's some cards that you can run. Now there's a lot of good tech cards with Qliphort because they just are really powerful, and those are those cards that require 3 or 2 tributes that people don't play because they just require so many tributes, so people won't play them because of that. Yet this deck can get them out pretty easily. They're very powerful, they're very good, and it's a great alternative to Killer if you don't want to play the Killer Turbo deck, because they will give you advantage in a different way. Killer only gives advantage to the fact that he's really hard to get over. But if you are new to this deck, want to pick it up, I'll go in and do it. And this is one of the decks I'm actually looking for coming out for the TCG. I'm not going to build it. I'm just going to build Qliphort and Shadows. I'm still actually building Shadows, but I am going to probably collect these because I am going to be picking up next Challengers Super Edition boxes. So that will be something that I will definitely get into. Eventually I will pull some Qliphort out of this. But I'll go in and go through all these effects. This is Qliphort 2. He's our normal pendulum. You can use him as a pendulum scale, and his pendulum effect is you can search out a Qliphort card, and that's it. He's our searcher. It costs 800 life points, so life points are very precious to this deck. If you run out, you're in trouble. Well, if you run out, you lose. But if you get too low, you'll be in trouble. And then we have Killer, just one Killer. He's pretty much a monster that can't get over. He's unaffected by spell, traps, and any activated monster effect of a level 9 and lower monster. So he's really hard to get rid of. He also has 2 effects. One's a continuous effect that all special monsters is 500 attack and defense. And once per turn you can make your opponent send 1 monster from their field or from their hand to the graveyard. Now there is a little bit of debate on how the effect works, be it says for no effect. So that's kind of treated as if you would, it's not treated as if the monster doesn't get its effect. It's treated as if you would to discard for cards. So like Shadow monsters, they won't get their effect. Be it the L Shadows, they will, because it would be the exact same as if they were being like detached from Killer if he was an XZ monster or something else. It's treated as if Konami didn't want any monster to get their effects and would say negate the effects of those that monster in grave, or the monster is sent to the graveyard, or that monster can't activate its effect or whatever. And they wouldn't say for no effect. So the El Shadows, they still actually get their effects off, so that's pretty neat. And pretty certain maybe even the Burning Abyss might, if that's true. Yet for the main part, Shadows, they will not get their effects except for the El Shadows, the fusion monsters. They will, be yet all the other ones will not. And then we have here one of our first tech cards. That is the Wicked Avatar. He requires 3 monsters to tribute summon. But that isn't bad. Your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards until the end of their second turn after this card is normal summoned. So this activates, it does activate, it's not a continuous effect, so there is a chance for him to break the skill or effect fail it or whatever. Be it shuts down Qliphort, it shuts down Shadows, because now they can't activate spell trap cards. Then the second thing is the attack and defense of this card is 100 points higher than the highest face-up monster on the field, except another copy of itself. So if you can get out him and any of your other beaters, he will be very, very powerful. He'll always be 100 higher, so he'll get over anything as long as his effect goes through. And if his first effect, where your opponent can activate spell trap cards, goes through, then your opponent can activate spell trap cards, and all your plays are safe. You don't get wounded, you don't get anything, everything goes through. And here is Alias. Alias is the new monster. He has a 1/4 pendulum scale, so yes, he's really good to have for the pendulum zone. But he also has a really decent monster effect. Again, you'd rather, out of all the other ones, which is Disc and Archive, I believe, is a Scale 1 monster, he's the best. Yet his effect is, again, you can normal summon him without tributing. Almost all the Qliphorts can be normal summoned without tributing. Yet if you were to tribute this card using a Qliphort, you can target 1 card on the field and return that target to their hand. Yet your opponent cannot activate cards or effect in response to this effect activation. And the way I believe you can use this to your advantage is that you can tribute these guys. Set these guys to Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, set him to Chainlink 3. And then from that your opponent can't stop these guys, which would be really hard to do because they activate in the extra deck anyways. Yeah, he can make it so it becomes really hard to, if a card were to come out that these guys cannot be negated, and even just getting rid of a card on the field and your opponent can't even activate in response, that can be very powerful. But don't focus on really summoning him. I like him better as the scale 1 if I don't have trampolynx. And then one Shell would have been really big in this deck if it wasn't for Killer. Shell is the monster whose effect is you tribute a Qliphort monster, just one. All you need to get is to get these big monsters effects. Is you can attack twice and you inflict piercing, and so it's really easy to get him up to 31, and then just attack twice for 62. So that's very powerful. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. My throat's just a little bit off today. Anyways, we have Vanity's Ruler here. I highly suggest learning Vanity's Ruler because he is what makes Nikos so good, except Nikos don't run him, they run Gen Release or Ritual. And his effect is, well, this card is fast up on the field, your opponent cannot special summon monsters. You can, but your opponent cannot. He does require two tributes, but yet he's still really good. Because you can get him off, and then you can pop back row with this guy, and then send cards to the hand with this guy, whose effects I will get onto later, but yet just being able to shut down your opponent's special summons can get you huge advantage. And this is another card that gets out. It's just one of those cards that can get off, so it's huge advantage. And specifically, if you can get out multiple of these guys, but normally you only want to get out one of these guys in a duel, maybe two, because probably one will be Killer because you can search for Killer. Be it the only reason being is that these guys can get very cloggy in hand. Now, when one disc is actually does more damage than Shell, because he special summons 2 Qliphorts from your deck if he's tributed using just one Qliphort, and they are then destroyed during the end phase. Be it. So that would then get out 2 of them. They'd be at 1800 attack apiece, so that'd be 36 plus his 28. So that is pretty nice. Be it. His effect will continue forever, and he will just stay on the field, and the rest will die. Be it. So he's great for the OTKs. Be it. This guy is also good for just searching out and getting rid of the Qliphort monsters. Then we have 3 Odd Eyes Dragons. You want him to search Trampolynx, but he is also able to search out Tool. So you always want Tool first, because you can search out Alias and then have a complete scale necessary. But yet if you have a Tool and you don't think you need a second one, then you can go ahead and search out Trampolynx. And then we have, these guys are Tribute Fodder. We only want 2 of each. This guy, Pop Back Row. Again, these guys can be normal summoned without tributing. But Pop Back Row, this guy will return cards on the field. Target 1 monster on the field. Okay, it's a monster, so he's a Compulse. This guy's a Compulse. These guys are the MST of the deck, so it's really nice. And you can use him as the other scale, just to make sure that you can pendulum summon. And we have Trampolynx. Trampolynx is very good in the deck because every time you pendulum summon, you can only pendulum summon once per turn. Be it you can return Tool to the hand, activate again, and get out another search. It also allows you to get out possible XZ summons. Yet don't XZ with this deck. It doesn't really need it. It doesn't really need it, and that's probably what's going to make this deck actually a very cheap deck. Is the fact that you don't need to use the extra deck. So all those cards that you don't want to go through, because all these cards, I'm pretty sure you can pull most of these cards from next challenges. It's just like the tech cards and like the Odd Eyes. Those cards you will not be able to pull from next challenges. The extra deck, like, you can't just pull all these extra deck cards from just one pack. You have to go through different booster boxes and stuff like that. So you actually get them, or just buy them singly, and that's what makes a lot of decks very expensive, is the extra deck. Yet this deck doesn't really have much for an extra deck. You don't really need it. You can go off without it. I rarely XZ summon, if ever at all, because when you do XZ summon, these guys will not go back to the pendulum zone. They will not go face up in the extra deck. They will go to the graveyard. So that is just a little note. Be it, Trampolynx is still really good just to get off 2 searches in 1 turn, which can help get you a killer. Running 2 Effect Thrower, because I thought Effect Thrower should see more play with her errata, making it so she can stop Career Bandits. Again, I'm still kind of iffy about that, but nobody plays artifacts anymore, so there's no real need for Breakthrough Skill. Then one Rejeki. This is an OTK deck. Can't speak. This is an OTK deck, so Rejeki is still really good. And then Summoner's Art can search out Killer. Not Killer. It can search out Tool. You can then search out Killer, but no, Tool. Summoner's Art is really good. Thinking of maybe putting this down to 2, because if you draw into a Tool, or you have to search through an Odd Eyes, then these guys will become dead. And then one Triple Duality, just for consistency, and you don't always need a special summon. And then we're winning this very interesting card that's kind of iffy, but yet it is great if it goes off. That is, if you successfully tribute summon a set of monsters that requires 2 more tributes, draw 2 cards from the deck. These cards will stack, and you can activate them more than once per turn, and there are ways to do it. And that is really, really nice. So every time you summon out this guy, or killer, or pretty much any of these monsters up here, you will get to draw 2 cards from your deck through each one. And that's just very, very great. It allows you to go through your deck, be it if you don't have the cards to get off on a successful tribute summon, then you won't be able to use it, and it will be a deck card in your hand. So there's there's either go Uber Plus or go Uber Minus with this card. This is just here for you guys to see it. I think there will be a decent amount of Qliphort players playing this because it works for the most part, because it's not that hard to get most stuff. It's just that this card would actually, competitively, I'd probably try to side this out, because if they would do MST tool, then it would just be a very cloggy card, because that's probably what people are going to they aren't going to MST tool, but they're going to side in cards that can get rid of tool, and so you're going to need cards that can help get you more tools, or help you get all your cards that you need, or stop an MST or something like that. And then we have the Eclipse spell card. Qliphort backside, the monster cannot be destroyed by battle, gains 300 attack. If this card is sent to graveyard, you get to search out a Qliphort monster, including tool. So that is very, very nice. You can also use them to search out your genomes, your killers, and all of the other Qliphort monsters. Then this is a card I don't see some people playing. I actually think it's really good, and that is during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Qliphort monster in addition to your normal summon set. And that is how you use these guys to go off multiple times. So it is technically possible in one turn to draw 12 cards from your deck if you have all 3 of these guys and you have this card on field, and you can get off 2 tribute summons. Besides that, and just having the additional normal summon can help make it so you can get out a killer first turn. There's a couple of combos, the ways to do it. Besides that, the normal summon of Qliphort monsters cannot be negated. That is actually very decent, because Solemn Warning is going to be a card that many people are going to use against killer, because that's the only spell card that really gets rid of killer. So that is really good to note, is that now Warning goes away, and most people will probably sat out Warning. Yet if you're not running this, then Warning will be a thing that's going to be really annoying. And for our trap cards, we want 1 Bottomless, we want Compulsory Escape Device, because if you remember watching a video I did on cards that affect killer, I was testing this card out to see if it actually got rid of killer, and it doesn't. What it does do is make your opponent's monster go away. So if you want to run the killer turbo build, if you're trying to get out killer first turn, you could run this card, target killer. Your opponent has to target 1 monster they control, so they get to choose. But if you do it right, they could get rid of a really good one, and then theirs gets shuffled back in the deck. Yours doesn't. That becomes very, very useful and very, very powerful. Then we run 1 Torrential, 1 Compulse, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness. And that is it for the deck. I'm not even going to go over the extra deck. It's just generic rank. It's possible to make rank 8s in this deck really hard, but I wouldn't recommend it. Some rank 7s, and then a whole bunch of rank 4 monsters. Again, don't focus on XP something, but I do want to mention these 3 cards down here. These guys are really great for siding, or just if you don't want to run the Wicked Avatar. These guys are really good. Fabulous, you will not draw Fabulous, because Cards in Fact 3 cannot be activated the turn when he is summoned. Then you contribute to 4 of all monsters your opponent controls, and you will get these monsters effects if you tribute them with him. Yet he will destroy a killer if your opponent controls a killer. So that is really, really great. He destroys all monsters your opponent controls. I wasn't sure if he destroys all monsters or just one. But no, he has rejected for your opponent, so that is really nice. And he's a 4000 beta. This guy, if you flip a coin right, you can tribute. If you get heads. During your end phase, send 2 monsters you control to the graveyard to skip your opponent's next turn, so that can help with OTKs. And then Plasma, who's the hardest of the 3 to get out, because again, if you have any Qliphort monster in your pendulum zone, they will have an effect that says you cannot special summon except Qliphort monsters. And Plasma cannot be normal summoned set, he can only be special summoned. Yet if you have trampolynx, then you can get over this. Yet he is really good because triggering 3, so you get effects, and you will get pressure cards from the Yet he has 2 effects. The first one is a continuous effect that says all monsters your opponent controls cannot act. Well, no. Their effects are negated. It negates their effects. It's a continuous effect. And then he has one that relinquishes monsters you equip it to him. Let's go back to this guy. This guy says when this normal summon suspect monster is unaffected by a spell, trap effect, and the activated effect of monster effects whose original level or range are lower than this one. This guy has a continuous effect that negates Killer. He gets over him. He will every time because of continuous effect. Because Killer doesn't stock continuous effects, but he will get over him. So his effect will be negated, and then you can just equip Killer to Plasma. This is a side deck just to get over Killer. So if you don't know how to get over Killer, Plasma is an option. Really great for the mirror match. And yet I'd rather run Obelisk for the mirror match because he's easier to get out. Obelisk though would require a couple more cards. But then again, he can just run in and kill Killer. Plasma, he will get over him just with his effect. So that is really, really great. Even if you don't get his effect off for some reason, if you can maybe like chain something like a compulse, he will then be affected. Like if they chain effect veil or break through skill and you have a compulse, you can activate it at that point, and Plasma's effect would still be going off. So Killer will then go away. So Plasma is a very great side deck card for you, this deck, to get over Killer for a mirror match or just forever. Reasons, and those are just different high level monsters that require multiple monsters to summon them out. And this is Qliphort. We might actually see a deck like this. It's just, again, this is just to see people think about different cards. I highly suggest, the two cards I highly suggest is Vanity's Ruler, and if you're running the Killer Turbo build, is Compulsory Escape Device, because this can give you free advantage. And this card can give you free advantage where your opponent can't do anything. Again, Yugioh, right now the format is all about control, and you can OTK your opponent just by creating a board that is impossible to get over. And Vanity's Rule is one of those ways, because it's just like, you can't special summon. But then again, this card's legal, so it's hard to say. But yeah, this is the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll have a duel up probably either Thursday or Friday. It depends on when this video goes up, so we'll probably the day after, unless something really crazy goes up and I upload this on Friday, which I don't like to upload deck profiles on Friday, because I never upload anything during the weekend. But yeah, this is the deck profile. Forgive me for my voice, it's been very crappy lately, and I need to get that fixed. I'm trying to get that fixed, but I can't. And this is, again, just to get people to think. I'm thinking about putting Summoners Archer too. It's just that if you don't get Tool, that like one game where you don't get Tool, it's just really bad. And so sometimes it's like, this card needs to be at 3, but then whenever you draw into Tool most other time, it's like, I have dead Summoners Arts and I can't do anything with this spell card. But yeah, this is just to get you guys to think. Will you guys run prestigious cards to be on? Like, what cards do you like in here? Like this card, I got it to go. I got the 12 to go off, and that was just absolutely crazy. Like I almost decked out. Like I think I had 6 cards left in my deck. Again, I cannot face people on Yugioh Pro with this. I can only face the AI because I'm running Alias, and they don't like people to play with new cards for some reason on Yugioh Pro in the multiplayer. Yet I can face the AI, and that's really nice. And yeah, this is Qliphort. Really can't wait for them to come out. I will be opening up next Challenger boxes, and it would be really nice to actually pull some of these. I think most of these will be printed like commons, rares, and then some holos, just like Shadal's were, because they don't have a lot of cards actually, so they might actually be a mostly rare and holo deck. Like Tool's gonna be holo, like definitely Tool should be holo, and Killer should be holo. Like if they aren't holo, then like this deck is gonna be very, very budget unless they were short printed, which would just be very, very mean of Konami to do, to short print some of these cards as commons. That would be very mean to do. But yeah, this is the deck. If you don't know, I have pre-ordered a box of Legendary Collection 5Ds, so I will be getting that either Monday next week or Tuesday next week, sometimes around there. It shouldn't take that long, because I don't live that far away from where it's shipping. It's like in the next state over. And normally it's something that's like a state away takes a day once it ships. So I'll probably get it maybe even Saturday. I could actually see it Saturday, but more than likely Monday or Tuesday I will get my Legendary Collection 5Ds, so I will then have an opening up either that day or the day after if I don't already have a video for that day. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos down here, including the duel with this deck and some of the links in the description, including the Swagbucks link. That will help you get this deck, because this is how I actually bought my Legendary Collection 5Ds, is with Swagbucks. But that's how I do all my openings. But yeah, this is the deck. Tell me what cards you guys are gonna run. Are you gonna run Turbo Killer with 3 killers, or are you just gonna run some tech cards? Like, I think Wicked Avatar is really broken with this deck, because it's like, you can activate spell trap cards. Shuts down not only Shaddolls and Niklas, but it also shuts down the mirror match too, because now they can activate Tool. Well, I don't know about Tool's continuous effect. I don't actually know that much if you can activate Tool if it's already on the field, because they definitely won't be able to activate Tool from their hand at that point. But yeah, this is the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out some of my other videos. Leave a comment. I'm always open to comments. Tell me what you think is a great way to build the deck. Like if I did anything wrong. Again, this is just to get people to think and to get people to build off of it. But yeah, I'm actually enjoying playing this deck, but I don't want to build it. It's just, I like Shaddolls. I like control more than this like OTK, like almost pseudo control that this deck kind of has. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Again, check out some of my other videos, comment, maybe even subscribe, or give this video a like. I would enjoy those very much. And see you guys later. Bye.
Hey, if you could click on the links on the annotation to see the duel with this deck or some of my other videos, that would really help. And check out the links in the description to watch some of me and my friends' videos, and even something that could help make this deck a reality for you. See you guys later. Bye.